Eric Joshua, Eric Buell Idol, a caring brother, a loyal alumnus, a model student, tall, gentleman, and handsome, handsome, handsome. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor and speaker, Eric Joshua A. Aquino.
Distinguished guests, parents, teachers, ladies and gentlemen, hello and good afternoon. I am Eric Joshua A. Aquino, an alumnus of Kids College Incorporated. Before anything else, allow me to share to you some of my experiences when I was still studying here at Kids College. It was June of year 1999, the day of enrollment, when the three of us, my mother, my father, and I, came down from the mountains to go to Lawag City to look and search for a school where I could enroll as a kindergarten 1 pupil. We came across an old house where KKI was, and my father's attention was caught by what was written under the KKI logo. Upon reading it, he went up to the house and looked for the principal, which we found out later to be Miss Imelda Tuto. After talking to her, my father decided to enroll me there right away. He said later to us that the reason why he chose KKI to be my school was the slogan posted on their billboard. And the slogan or gospel was, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he grows old, he will not depart from it." He said he strongly believes in what it says. It is only now, when I have matured and grown older, that I have come to realize the importance of this message. I could vividly recall well when I was about 2 years old, my father had started training me already. So he would often ask me to memorize the multiplication table and some beautiful quotations in literature, which he himself had memorized during his high school days. And when I started studying at Kids College, he would see to it that I did my assignments all the time. Studying and playing with my classmates most of the time was all fun for me. I enjoyed it so much that I didn't want to be absent in class. One proof of this was when my father went to Manila and my mom refused to bring me to school because I had high fever and it was raining hard. She refused to bring me to Lawag City because aside from living in a very remote barrio, the transportations were very scarce. There were only few jeepneys that were plying route from Palis Valley to Lawag. I remember crying a lot and quarreling with my mom, but I ended up winning and smiling because out of pity and despite the inclement weather, she finally consented to bring me here in Lawag that day. I am still a student of Mapua Institute of Technology, and God willing, I'll be graduating this coming December 2015 as a computer engineer. I'm staying in a dormitory near Mapua, and I'm living away from my parents. Practically, I'm living all by myself, free from all the hassles and everyday perennial reminders from my parents to study hard and do my assignments. I can do whatever I want. I am free. But that is not so. Because of the training that I had with my father and the kind of training that I received from Kids College, I found it very hard not to study diligently. Little did I know that my father's way of reminding me every day to study hard during my elementary days had somehow affected my system. It has become so much of a hardcore habit that I can simply ward it off. To my surprise, I was somewhat addicted to studying and to doing my assignments every day. The powerful urge to study hard and the insatiable desire to learn new ideas has become a normal and ordinary routine for me. I had developed a much better, much more effective, and considerably less conscious method of studying new things. And the reward came unexpectedly. It came at the time when I least expected it. I was one of the few students in Mapua who was chosen to teach physics, calculus, English, algebra, and programming during our free time. There were no allowances nor salaries involved, but having been chosen as one of the students to teach your peers is something that one can always be proud of. Also, an examination was given by Microsoft Office in Makati to fill the position of student partners of Microsoft Office. There were 30 students from Mapua alone, and only 3 passed it. Luckily, I'm one of the 3. So, another thing is that I was one of the chosen few students in Mapua to be given the privilege of extending my course for 1 more term. This is 3 months to be exact for one to earn masteral degree. Normally, it takes 2 more years to earn it. I opted not to grab the opportunity because I wanted to look for a job right away and help my other 2 siblings pursue their dreams. Plus, of course, I want to acquire more job experience for myself. I can have my master's degree later on. I must admit that I am deeply touched and greatly honored for inviting me to be your guest speaker. This is the second time that I'll be delivering a speech in front of a group of graduating students. The first time was when I graduated as a valedictorian of our class. That was year 2007. And I can still vividly recall what I told my classmates back then. Honestly speaking, I couldn't think of any appropriate good advice or appropriate food for thought to tell you than to tell you the same or the exact message that I have told my classmates back then. What I told them was from a Negro leader named King Martin Luther, and he also told it to a group of students, and I am also directly addressing this to the members of the graduating class. He said, and I quote, "I strongly urge you to study hard, to burn the midnight oil. I would advise you not to drop out of school, and whatever economic state you're in, just stay in school. And when you shall have discovered what you will be in your life, set out to do it as if God Almighty has called you at this particular moment in history to do it. And when you do it, do your best. Do it in such a way that even the dead or the unborn couldn't do it any better." And he went on to say, "Be a bush if you cannot be a tree. If you cannot be a highway, just be a trail. If you can be a sun, be a star. For it is not by size that you win or fail. Be the best of whatever you are. Now, this is very meaningful, a very beautiful and a very inspiring message. This could serve as a moral booster when things aren't going well with you. Try to meditate on this and keep it within yourselves. For as long as you travel life's road as a student, you will undoubtedly be facing a lot of challenges in your life. Challenges which are inevitable because you cannot run away from them. You have the options of running away or facing them squarely. It's your choice. Moreover, just like what I told my classmates then, we shouldn't be afraid to face them because our school has prepared us, has provided us, and has equipped us with all the necessary tools to overcome these challenges that awaits us. Well, as students, we are all in the process of building the structures of our lives. And we all need a blueprint which will serve as a pattern, as a guide, in order to build that structure well and to properly erect it. Kids College had provided our class with a sound, solid blueprint when we graduated here. And I am very sure that it has provided the same blueprint to you as well. You now have the options to use it or not. Aim high and hit the mark. This is my philosophy in life. Yes, it is true, and there is no denying that I come from a humble beginning, but this does not and will not deter me or stop me from aiming high. Someday, I'll be a systems analyst, shaking hands with managers of giant companies, not only here in the Philippines, but all around the globe. Like me, you can start dreaming too of what you want to be in the near future. Let no one stop you from pursuing your dream. Just like what William Ernest Henley said in his poem Invictus, I am the master of my fate and the captain of my soul. And so are you, graduates. You are the master of your fate and you are the captain of your soul. Always aspire for the best and do not set pessimistic goals. You can always hitch your wagon to a star. And no one will and no one can ever stop you from achieving your dreams. In closing, in all honesty at this point of time, I can proudly say that I am a product of King's College Incorporated. And you should be proud too. And we all really ought to be proud because we graduated here at King's College Incorporated, the school with an edge. Lastly, one last reminder, please lend me your ears, for this is very important, and listen well. All these things I told you are useless and nothing without Lord Jesus Christ in your life. Have faith and trust in Him. From Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 to 6, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path. Always remember to commit your works to Him, so that your thoughts will be established." Once again, congratulations and thank you.
is awarded to Eric Joshua A. Aquino, KKI alumnus, school year 2006-2007, for having meaningfully inspired the graduates of batch 2015 as guest of honor and speaker at the 13th closing exercises on the 31st day of March 2015 here at Lawal City Auditorium. Mimi Lani BP, Dong Administrative Assistant, signed. Imelda Castro Tuto, School Principal, signed. And Dr. Benny Agmata Salvador, our Chief Executive Officer, signed. Master Donald Jasper Alcantara, salutatorian. Jasper is the son of Mr. Donald Bunuan and Miss Mary Joy Alcantara. Mr. Donald Bunuan and Miss Mary Joy Alcantara are graduating parents.
Master Clifford John S. Barawigan. CJ is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Felipe R. Barawigan.
Master George Louis V. Bartolome. Shell is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Generoso B. Bartolome. Mr. and Mrs. Generoso B. Bartolome are graduating parents.
Master Adrian Raymart P. Bernardo. Adrian is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Elmer L. Bernardo.
Master Mark Jerome F. Colubo. MJ is the son of Engineer and Mrs. Joselito A. Colubo. Engineer and Mrs. Joselito A. Colubo are graduating parents.
Mr. and Mrs. Manny M. De Silva.
Master Rafael Luis M. Abreu. Runner-up is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ruel H. Abreu. Mr. and Mrs. Ruel H. Abreu are graduating parents.
Master Mark Joseph N. Jose. MJ2 is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Benedict G. Jose. And Mr. and Mrs. Benedict G. Jose are graduating parents.
Master Jenson Jr. Emily Powell. Jenson is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Jenson B. Powell.
Master Noli Charles II V. Malito. Noli is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Noli C. Malito.
Master Renz J.F. Machas. Renz is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence A. Machas. Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence A. Machas are graduating parents.
Master Denzel Charles A. Pascual. Denzel is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Dennis R. Pascual.
Master Arnold Aaron G. Ragasa, with honors. Aaron is the son of engineer and Dr. Arnold R. Ragasa.
Master Geoffrey H. Tababan. Mark is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Godfrey P. Tababan.
Master Joaquin Dominic M. Tuzon, Valley Victoria. Joaquin is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Patrick Dominic Y. Tuzon.
Master Medwin John L. Baldwin. Medwin is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ronald D. A. Baldwin.
Master Eduardo R. Vicente Jr. E.G. is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Eduardo A. Vicente Sr. Mr. and Mrs. Eduardo A. Vicente Sr. are graduating parents.
Master John Axel C. Yuma. Axel is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Ruel M. Yuma. Mr. and Mrs. Ruel M. Yuma are graduating parents.
Miss Julia Marie P. Adora. Rank 8. I is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Edwin Tomas P. Adora. Mr. and Mrs. Edwin Tomas P. Adora are graduating parents.
Miss Lila Raihan P. Batompor. Lila is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Mangun Jane Jr. C. Batompor. Mr. and Mrs. Mangun Jane Jr. C. Batompor are graduating parents.
Miss Janelle Marian Eliza S. Cabiles. Janelle is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Melbourne Cabiles.
Miss Michelle Friedrich Therese V. Farinas, rank 10. Mons is the daughter of Honorable Michael and Shabil V. Farinas. Honorable Michael and Shabil V. Farinas are graduating parents.
Miss Mary Jane P. Gagua. Mary Jane is the daughter of engineer and Mrs. Ernesto Gagua.
Miss Pia L. Gulban, rank 6. Pia is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Victoriano G. Gawiran. Mr. and Mrs. Victoriano G. Gawiran are graduating parents.
Miss Kyle Shanice L. Manalo, rank 13. Tracy is the daughter of Mr. Cecil Yanes and Miss Laurie P. Lazaro. Mr. Cecil Yanes and Miss Laurie Lazaro are graduating parents.
Miss Ezekiel Faith Matias. Faith is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Raymond Thompson. Mr. and Mrs. Raymond Thompson are graduating parents.
Miss Sumaya P. Matulbili. Maya is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Sulaiman L. Matulbili. Mr. and Mrs. Sulaiman L. Matulbili are graduating parents.
Mr. and Mrs. Joy Herbert P. Matute are graduating parents.
Miss Micaela B. Pagirigan, First Honorable Mention. Mika is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Marcius Michael V. Pagirigan. Mr. and Mrs. Marcius Michael V. Pagirigan are graduating parents.
Miss Charlene A. Kayamin, rank 12. Charlene is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Charles E. Kayamin. Mr. and Mrs. Charles E. Kayamin are graduating parents.
Miss Tisha Angela G. Tungpalan, rank 15. Tisha is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Faustino Tungpalan III.
Miss Shea Marie N. Ventura, rank 11. Shea is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ladislao S. Ventura. Mr. and Mrs. Ladislao S. Ventura are graduating parents.
And of course, we have Miss Thea Marie N. Ventura, ranked 9. Thea is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Ladislao S. Ventura.
Miss Green Zerine Villa, with honors. Green is the daughter of Mrs. Ria V. Wong. Mrs. Ria V. Wong is the graduating parent.
Miss Jeannie Patrice G. Zabala, rank 7. LG is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. James M. Zabala. Mr. and Mrs. James M. Zabala are graduating parents. Again, a round of applause to our graduates. As an assurance to uphold the ideals, aspirations, and goals of Kids College Incorporated, Ms. Micaela B. Magirigan, Class First Honorable Mention, will lead us in the class pledge of loyalty.
We, the graduates of batch 2015, do solemnly pledge loyalty to Kids College Incorporated, where we were nurtured with patience and care, where we were guided and supported with love, where we were trained in the way we should go, so we are what we are today. This we owe to our alma mater, Kids College Incorporated. In loyalty and in return, we pledge to uphold the